NYMEX natural gas January futures settle at around $4.68. Gasoline January futures at around $1.71. WTI crude February futures at $58.80 a barrel, which is up $1.34 or 2.36%. And diesel January futures settling at around $2.12. Brent crude futures settle at $61.94 a barrel, up $1.30 or 2.14%.
Are you serious? They still have crazy static? The fuck? Oh my god, it's back on again. God damn it. I gotta delete this fucking thing. Hold on a second here. I'm sorry, I'm gonna remove that thing. I apologize. It's that same static thing from this morning. I just got rid of it again. We were having technical difficulties. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, get on up there, get on up there. Sorry about that, guys. I lost power here briefly, and then the power came back. We have big windstorms coming. Give me a second here, guys. Break time, be right back. Oh, where's my camera now? Dude, you gotta be fucking kidding me. We lost a few things. You may not have known this earlier this morning. We were having technical difficulties. That's why I turned the stream on earlier to make sure that we could fix those technical difficulties. Hold on here, guys. Where is the camera? What the fuck happened to the camera? Now my camera's gone? You gotta be shitting me. Now my camera's gone. Now my camera's gone. Okay. I can't win. All right, so we're gonna try this again tomorrow. So I've got no camera right now, so I apologize to you guys. My camera's actually gone now. So we'll just put this here. I apologize for the noise. We were having some issues with sound this morning. Having issues again right now. I did lose power in my house. We have 30-mile-an-hour blowing gusts. Some they claiming 50 miles, but I've only seen like roughly 30-mile-an-hour blowing winds. We did lose some money. Some money. I'm looking at money. You guys smelling money right now? Sorry, I'm looking at the Discord as they're sniffing money. We did lose power earlier today. We may lose it again, and I'm having some technical difficulties. I like IBM. I like that company right now. We are squeezing higher right now. I tried to warn people earlier to get long. We are squeezing higher now, trading 688.40, trying to break up and to the right. We are looking for that Christmas. I apologize for that. I apologize for that noise earlier. I didn't see it on the chat until just now. I enjoyed my shower. I didn't take a shower. I'm naked right now. Where's my fucking camera? Hold on. Where the fuck is my camera? Camera? What is going on? Why is my camera cocked too? What is going? Hold on a second here. Main camera. What is that? That ain't it. Main camera. Let's try this. Okay. Just missing now. Deactivate. Activate. Is that there? Yeah. My hair looks weird. My forehead looks weird. I think it's the camera because it needs a setting or something. It doesn't look right. Sorry about all this. Close that one down there. My hair looks fucked up too. Look at that. I look kind of weird. I look like my skin's all fucked up, and it's not. It's something to do with the camera, the shadow. Whoa. Hold on here. Bring some of that over there, right over there. We got going on over there. Is that better like that? Is this too big, maybe? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Whoa, that's wrong, too. Whoa. That's not right. Hold on. Bring that down, maybe right there. Maybe right there. Or does the old timey man go back? Okay, that's better. Bigger. That ain't right. That ain't right. Right there. Whoa, no, what is that, dude? God fucking damn it. Okay. Gotta bring that one in. I think I gotta make this bigger later, but it's like I've been smoking weed or something, man. That ain't right either. That ain't right. I press the Alt button, right? There we go. Nope, that ain't it. Is the control button? Nope, that ain't it either. Something's wrong here. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this. Move this maybe behind there. Right there. And then old man Timmy be right back. Right there. That's cool. Oh, okay, that works. Bring that over a little bit so that you guys can see everything. Oh yeah. I look really weird. I look like my skin is really smooth, and you know what this might be is wonder why I look like that. Let me just put this back on again. Right there. That's about right? Doesn't need to be that big. I do it like this. Right, like that. Right there. Nope. No wonder people think my hair looks fucked up in a video. I did change my camera position, without a doubt. And I'm off camera now over here. I gotta change this later. Okay. I will try to change this. This ain't gonna work for me. I gotta make my face smaller so that I can shift my thing around. And we'll deal with it later. We got hit that one right there. Now we're looking to get right above it, right about there. We're gonna try to slap that. We're gonna try to slap that one and then try to slap the other one. Pop that back up there. And this is a 4-hour right here. This yellow box. Just so you know, this is a 4-hour candle. Crazy kids in there. Well, my camera had so my camera I have a Sony camera, and it offers like skin smoothing and stuff. I don't use that, but I changed my camera recently for exterior city photography. So I changed a bunch of different settings on it. I have like A6000 or A7000 or something like that, and I took the camera to take pictures that would highlight certain things that aren't really there. And the lighting is not correct, of course, for the settings that I have the camera set to. And then I brought it back to my home to use for the show. And I never changed it back to the original settings for like a studio. So my face looks all fucking fucked up. This is not how I look in real life, by the way. And the angle is a little off for the settings that I'm using. I'm using these settings for like city photography with like low light situations around dusk or dawn. I mean, you can get a camera to look like anything. If you have a good camera, you can make your face look like anything. Literally, I can make myself look like really fucking fat and really skinny and you name it. But for some reason, the way I set these settings, it's all fucked up. I gotta fix this like pronto. Still run a rampage to get back up. Do you guys see how like gold has caught up to fucking S&P 500 finally? It's not good. Not good. It means we're racing towards a major top all across everything. I don't know how long it takes though. 2 years, 2 months. What else we got here? Russian President Putin told U.S. President Trump that Moscow would revise its negotiating position on Ukraine as he claimed a drone attack on one of his residences, according to the Kremlin. Yeah, Putin go fuck himself. Putin and Z can both go fuck themselves. I got no time for Putin. I wish they got him, to be honest with you. I got no time. I got no time for that shit. Call spreads are just too easy, aren't they, Spicy? They really are too easy. Like this should be not the easiest, but close to the easiest trading of the year. The other easiest time of the year is normally the spring low. Like if you buy a bottom in the spring, it's fucking awesome. If we're in a bull year, it's a really good thing to do to just get long on that spring low, and having the patience to wait for it or near it. Oh, doggone, it's making money today. Doggone, are you fucking going to Sundance or what? Are you fucking gonna make up a bunch of excuses? Or are you gonna meet me in Sundance, bro? You going to Sundance? Doggone it. You too poor? You're making money right now, dude. Those fucking operas aren't going to pay for themselves. They're $6,500 for a table at a 2-hour opera. You know that, doggone it? We get to watch Chromeo though. It's like 50 people in a yurt for operas. The worst part is that there's a bunch of California fucking all the thoughts and shit will be there. I can't stand those people. I need someone to be there to calm me down so I don't go fucking crazy in one of those things. No, it's not normal. It's not just the zoom either. It's the settings on the camera. I'll reset the camera and you can see. Oh God. I would say that silver and gold will roll. Berlin, gold and silver should roll when S&P 500 rolls, which could be mid-February. Have any of you guys overlaid a chart of like gold on S&P? It's matching it. Even though it's lagged and dogged for all these years, it eventually always catches up anyways. It's still not as good as Bitcoin. People are like, it's not up for Bitcoin. I'm like, no, it hasn't. I remember 2017. What was Bitcoin in 2017? 2017, 2016. How much was a Bitcoin in 2007? You guys don't want to know this. Was it 2016? How much was Bitcoin? Because I owned Bitcoin then. 2016. You ready for this? $430. Oh, huh. You want to compare that to gold? Sorry, I remember in 2017 it was like 1,500 or something. About $1,500, I think. I sold my Bitcoin. In 2017 for my wife. I remember the fucking conversation with my wife. I need the money, Daddy. Oh, I want the money. Is that what you said? You know what those would be worth today? Do you have any idea how rich you'd be today? Couple dollars more? Oh boy. Oh, if you only knew. Oh, this is why I moved to Detroit. I was like, I've done everything you wanted me to do for 20 fucking years. We're done. Daddy's now in charge. I don't even want to hear that, Blake. I sold my Bitcoin in 2016, 17. It like mooned to like, it went from like $300 or $400 to like 1,500 or something, maybe 13 or 1,400 when I sold. I don't know what year that was. Like a halving was coming up and stuff, and I sold a bunch of it. And matter of fact, I owned it. I owned it in 2009, I think. I gotta think about that. 2009 or 2012, somewhere in there. I owned it then too, to buy drugs. That's just when it was trading for like 30, 40, 50 cents or something. Maybe $1 or $2, something like that. I want to cry thinking about that today. I've done that a lot in my life. Matter of fact, when I moved to Detroit, I was doing a bunch of like wholesaling with houses and stuff. I was buying houses for like $1,500 to $3,500. And they were pretty good houses. You can't do that anymore. Burned out shell in Detroit is worth $30,000 to $50,000 right now, somewhere in there. Yeah. In the right neighborhood, even more. And I was buying them and selling them in batches. Could give fuck less. Stupidest fucking thing again I ever did in my life. My wife didn't. That wasn't my wife's fault. But I did keep some properties. If I had just kept some of those Bitcoins, like I kept some of these properties in the money. The last one that I bought was 25 or 35 grand. It's worth, I don't know, 200 or 300 grand right now. Somewhere in there. Legit. I got here right when the turn was coming, like right at rock bottom. Right as we turned, I got to Detroit. I haven't seen anything quite like it anywhere else in the country. I've looked at a few places, but Detroit was for me. And I was thinking about like Cleveland and Pittsburgh and Minnesota and other places, and I picked the right place. I fucking did that too. Picked the right goddamn place. My whole fucking family and friends like thought I was fucking crazy. They're out of their fucking minds. I made so much fucking money. It's not even funny. And I live in a house that I paid for. I have no fucking mortgage. Zero. It's baller. I'll never ever worry about a place to live the rest of my life. It's amazing. Isn't it? It totally is spicy. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, maybe, possibly, if I had done this and done that. I remember having the conversation with my wife. It was not an easy conversation. I try to tell people this. I'm like, the only reason my wife gave me kids was because, like, this is like, women know that men are predators. So if you're gonna get a woman to marry you and have babies with you, they have to believe that you're not gonna do that crazy shit. Um, and you kind of have to give up a little bit. I mean, people say you don't do that. Like, these men are like, I'm trad wife this and trad wife that. I'm gonna tell you something. That's bullshit. That's a fucking horse shit. You will never have a long marriage ever if you don't um, succumb somewhat to women, because you're fucking predators. You guys are men. You're built differently. You're raised differently. Society raises you differently. All the bad shit doesn't mean you are that person, but they look for that. Those bad qualities. But I remember when I did the 20 years, and I was like, I was like, we tried it your way. I was like, we're gonna try it my way now. I'm like, yeah, you got the kids, you got things. I'm like, we're gonna start making some decisions from daddy's perspective. That didn't go over so well originally. It was like dropping a fucking pin in a quiet room. I was like, I'm done with this. I'm like, I've done everything you said. I'm like, we're gonna start doing what daddy says. We've done very well since, by the way. But you got to do with you got kids involved and women involved and shit, and now when they start to get older, you can start to do those other things you've always wanted to do, riskier things, or things that move to Detroit's not the nicest thing in the world to be telling your family. It's a real hard sell. It didn't go over well at all, but it's the best decision I ever made in my life. One of them, or I think, I think it's one of the best decisions I've ever made in my entire life. Yeah, exactly. The property taxes. There is one part about Michigan that's a problem, is they don't have homesteading here. But you ready for this? Guess what they're trying to do in Michigan right now? Do you know what they're trying to do in Michigan right now? This is the one this would be the coup de grace for me. I don't talk about it much because it would benefit me in a huge way. Trying to eliminate property taxes in the state of Michigan right now. Whew. Oh. That's the money shot right there. You want to do it with property taxes? Sweet, let's do it. Yeah. Oh, and I did get here before they raised property taxes. Here's what gets crazier. So they changed this law recently in Michigan. Once it became like cool to live in Detroit again, they knew what they were doing. So like, if you sell a house here now that's been rehabbed or anything, you get reassessed, and the reassessment, is out of control. Out of control. It's not pretty. But they are talking about getting rid of property taxes in Michigan. If they did that, it would be fucking stupid. They really would. They're out of their fucking minds if they do that. It's not quite as good as Homestead. Homestead's great. Homestead, like, if you're in Florida, I think, has Homestead, right? That one does away with the medical bills and shit. If they did Homesteader here and no property taxes, I think the state would blow up with people. Homestead, no property taxes. This state would probably fucking get overrun. I don't even care if they do sales tax, all the other taxes. I don't care how they get the taxes. They get rid of property taxes, and they get made some kind of a homesteading law. I think they have a homesteading law here. It's just not as good as other places. Let me check it out. They also have they do have tax programs here if you're old and poor. So there are people here, if they go through the process. Homesteading law, Michigan. Yeah, it doesn't protect you. Michigan homestead law primarily protects the homeowner's primary residence equity up to a certain value. But it's very, very small. It's not as good as there's like 2 or 3 states where it's really good. Yeah, Florida's one of them. Florida, like, you can have like $1 million in medical bills. They can't touch your house, which is fucking awesome. Those are my biggest fears getting older. I'm afraid of like medical bills. I'm afraid of nursing homes wanting to take, like, you get a certain age and it's like, well, what do you own? What can we take? What can we take back or take away from you? Then you got to worry about your kids if you have it in trust, for your children and stuff. Kick mommy and daddy out, send them to the nursing home at some point. Hopefully, I've done well enough, and my wife's done well enough that my kids aren't that monstrous. But you never know, right? At some point, you live to be too old. No, admin. You are a You are a homestead state. Like those are the key. Like I think maybe the homesteading and the property taxes are the two. If you're older, um, two most dangerous ones. Homesteading is big when you get older. My own parents. The last retirement community they've been moved into, they signed away everything. They signed away every fucking dollar they have, every dollar till they die. My father's very wealthy, and it's all gone. But they got him in the nursing home. Not nursing home. It's not a nursing home. It's like a nurse. It's like a retirement community. But they had him sign everything away. So they'll try to get you any way they possibly can. There's always some PE guy there worked out some kind of way to get your money from you and your wealth. Even with like trusts and stuff, there's always some kind of a fucking loophole. And the only thing I really want too is, the only thing I want is, I don't really care about myself. I care about my wife and kids. That's it. I just want to make sure my kids always have a place they can live. It's really very basic. I just want my kids to always have a home if they need it. I know when I grew up, I remember myself and a lot of my friends. When I grew up, my father was like, you're old enough to take care of yourself now, and there was no safety net for me, and that frustrated me as a younger man. I had friends that always had a safety net, and I didn't, and I always said, I'll never have that for my kids. My kids will always have some kind of safety net in their lives. Now, of course, that if my kid's a drug addict or something, or something's fucked up, I probably couldn't entrust that to them. But I want my kids to have that. I want my wife to have that. I don't really care about myself too much. I don't know why that. I don't know what that's about, but I really don't care about if if I lived in a street corner or in a. I really don't. I literally care about the wife and kids. That's it. It's the entire drive. Are they okay? And sometimes they're not. When you die, your old man, they'll take all your fucking shit from you and take it from your wife and kids and stuff. That shit pisses me off. Yeah, yeah, Demi. That's the thing, man. Is you just like, as long as they're okay. I'll be honest. I really don't care about the grandkids. I care about my wife and children. I'll leave that to my wife and children to figure out for the grandkids, or their husbands or whatever, or their wives, whatever the fuck they become. I only owe the wife and kids. I don't know why the grandkids. I care about them. If there's grandkids, I'll take care of them. But I care mostly, like, you do that, like, you take care of yourself, take care of the kids, then the kids can take care of somebody else, and that's how you do it. Dude, I'm serious. Sunday, I would never have to fucking dance again on the weekends, bro. The pole hurts, man. I have to grease that fucker up. My legs are all fucking burned in the middle, man. No, I mean, I'm not saying I'm not gonna hook up the grandkids. I'm saying that you take care of yourself so you can take care of your wife and kids, or your husband and kids. Then your kids and wife take care of themselves. Then hopefully they take care of their. You know what I mean by that? If I take care of the grandkids and don't take care of the wife and kids, then how you can't pass that along. You know what I mean? I'll take care of the grandkids, but you take care of the wife, or you take care of the kids so they can take care of their own kids. When you don't take care of the kids, and the kids are going to end up putting the grandkids on you, you're like a dad again. I don't want to be a dad again. No kids, not raising any more kids anymore. Done raising the kids. Yeah, mega fortune. What do they say? How does it grow? Say, dad grows it. The second kid, no, the father creates it. The son grows it, and then the grandkids squander it. Is that how it goes? Or I can't remember. I don't believe you. I don't believe you, doggone it. Oh, that's what it is, Berlin. The generator, the caretaker, and the undertaker. Fuck. That's what I think happens. I think that the children are not taught. I'm not sure. Maybe the children aren't taught to take care of themselves. They can take care of the grandkids. I don't have a mega fortune. I'm not that fucking rich. I really am not. I just I was. I want the word I wanted to say is probably shouldn't say that, but I was prudent in like I gotta do this and I gotta do that. I made a lot of bad decisions. I was in the fucking rat race for a long fucking time. I just couldn't do it anymore. I'm like, I'm gonna get washed out of this shit. I'm like, I ain't gonna swim with these swimmers. These swimmers are better swimmers than me. I'm like, I gotta be smarter. Mega fortune company. This is like a very small thing I'm doing here. All I want to do is make sure I'm not homeless. I just don't want to be homeless. I'm not. People aren't asking for much these days, are they? I was reading that on Reddit this week, and people are like, I just want simple things. I want an apartment or a house. I mean, some of their arguments are not accurate. Houses today are not the same houses they were in the 60s or 30s. Where are they? And the houses that were from the 60s, you can still buy them today. You can buy them. You can buy them at that. You can buy them at the, adjusted inflation rate. You just probably don't want to live there, do you? Most of you probably don't want to live in Detroit or Minneapolis or parts of California or parts of Utah. Most states have these places, but most people don't want that. They want to live in like the beach. They want to live in like Beverly Hills. They want to live in New York and Manhattan for a living wage. That's never going to happen. Never has happened. Never will happen. Well, it has happened. When I was really young, parts of New York were shitholes. Parts of Boston were shitholes. Parts of California were shitholes. But nobody wanted to live there then either. No one wanted to live in those places. You couldn't pay people to live in those places. I remember growing up in Boston. There were parts of Boston. I was just in Boston recently. And there are places there that I remember being a kid and you couldn't be caught dead there during the daytime. Now, of course, you got kids going, why can't that be affordable housing? It's like, oh, it was. But you wouldn't have lived there at that time period. There was definitely affordable housing there at one time. Dorchester, baby. Dot Ave. I know Dorchester. I was shocked at some of the development in Boston. It was really weird. There was like most people are not from Boston that live there anymore. I could tell. And then anyone that still lived or worked in the city was a lot of them hid that they were from Boston, and then you could figure it out and be like, oh, he's actually from here. But you could tell. And my own voice, I changed my accent years ago when I left Boston because I felt uneducated. I sounded uneducated on the rest of the world that I lived with my accent. My accent was so thick. I didn't think people would take me seriously. That they either thought I was uneducated or they thought I was dirty, a dirty criminal. At that time, if any of you have ever heard a true Boston accent, it's pretty bad. It's rare to see it now. Maybe you'll see it in the outskirts of Boston or around Boston, but the old school Boston accent. When I was in the city this last time, I met maybe 5 people that were OG Bostonians. I was like, that motherfucker's from Southie. That motherfucker's from Dorchester or from JP or some shit. But you just don't hear the thickness of that accent anymore. Or you were just from Boston. Yeah, that's true too. I am just from Boston. I did get the education though. I went to a sub Ivy League school. I did the right things. I went to a private Catholic school my whole life. That's kind of ironic too, right? Like not Republican. I went to private Catholic school my whole life, even through college. Went to Catholic school, whole thing. Boy Scout, Cub Scout, whole thing. Arrow of Light, you name it. I got a fucking letter once from what did I get a letter from the Air? Was it the Air Force or something, or CIA or some shit? I don't know. When you're an Eagle Scout, you start getting letters from like the government. They're like, you want to come work for us? I'm like, you don't want me. Malden Catholic? No, man. I went to St. Andrews. I went to St. A's, baby. I went to St. fucking A's. You guys know what St. A? You guys, some of you guys know this, but some of you guys probably don't. So, do you know the movie Spotlight? That famous movie about Boston? That movie is based on my school. I went to the school they shut down. A lot of people wanted to burn that, or not burn, but like they wanted to build. It's now a church. I think it's an African church. But there are a lot of victims of that church wanted to see that thing, that school bulldozed over. That is what that movie was based on. I went to the school where not all of the child abuse went on, but the famous majority of it happened at my school. And to friends of mine, real friends in real life. I had 3 friends of mine that I know that it happened to. Yeah, Malden Cat. I got a cousin that lived in Malden for a long time. Malden's a rough fucking place too. Malden's I have a cousin that I don't even have to say this stuff publicly. I have a cousin there that his mom was married to a mafioso. Yep, Italian mafia. And then I've got Irish uncles that were Irish mafia in Southie. That's a true story. My dad came from 13, and my mom came from 9. Yeah, my mom came from 9, my dad came from 13. All Bostonians. Yeah, Malden's not sketchy, but there are a lot of mafia in Malden. You don't even want to tell some of these stories. No. You said Maldon sea salt. Maldon sea salt. Maldon sea salt. That's the better side of Malden. So bad. They got a little tag up here. Just got that tag there. Got the high right there. Looking to bring it back down. Everybody's happy now, right? Did I yell at everybody enough today to say buy the fucking dip? Put on your fucking call spreads. You all should be green right now. Now there could be a little dip on the 31st, okay? Remember that. How many days of this shit we got left? We got one more day, the 30th. Then the 31st. For 31st, the open could get a little hairy. Yeah. Dude, I have uncles. Matter of fact, what I will do, next time I speak to one of my uncles in particular, I'll ask him to take a picture of his hand for you guys and have him send it to me. They all have the Irish ones all have dots, like green dots. And these are all like normal adults now, right? Or they had led normal lives as they got older. They all had dots on their right here in their hands, a tattooed dot on their hands to show that they were mafia in Southie. My grandmother. This is kind of cool stories. Who's the guy from Conan O'Brien? St. Andrews Station. He lived a couple blocks away from St. Andrews Station. That's where our boy there, Whitey Bulger, used to hang out at a liquor store right down the street. And my grandmother at one point lived in the D Street projects. That is between St. Andrews and the liquor store, a walking distance. She lived in D Street. My grandmother lived in the projects and never left. On my mother's side, my father's mother lived in West Roxbury, and she never left where she lived in her house. But my grandfather, that's long dead, bought that house for her, and she never left. And my grandmother lived in the projects growing up and never left, no matter what. None of the kids could get her out of the projects. She eventually moved to Quincy years ago. Finally, we got her to move to Quincy, a block or two away from the actual train station, the Red Line stop. There's an Italian deli over there. I forget the name of the street. It's the street that the Italian deli is on, right across the parking garage at the Quincy T stop. I forget the name of the Italian place. She lived over there for many years. I've got some Maldon sea salt here. I think I've got some in the house. I keep French and Maldon sea salt. I keep some Hawaiian sometimes, but I usually run out of it quick. Um, the black sea salt and the red sea salt, do those sometimes too. I don't have them right now. I'm getting older. I don't give a fuck. As long as I get some kind of cool sea salt, I'm fine. A couple sprinkles. I used to care about all that shit when I was younger, but I don't care anymore. I'm getting old. Oh, Sam LaGrassa's? I don't think I've ever been there. Where is Sam LaGrassa's at? Let me look it up right now. I'll look and see if I've been there. How long has that been there for? I don't think I've ever been there. It's really good. I've never been there. Sam LaGrassa's. How long has that been? For 38 years. So that was just coming into being when I was a young kid. My father, when I was a kid, is the Arbor Foods still there? Arboretum Food, or is it? It's called Arboretum Foods. What was it called? Arboretum Foods JP? No. There was a store in Jamaica Plain that was like hipster when I was a kid. I don't know if it's there anymore. I have to. Let me see the Agassiz. Where's the Agassiz school? I was also a member of the St. Thomas Aquinas as well at one point when I was really young. See what this is, the Agassiz School. It's now called the Harriet Tubman School. No, that's Chicago, Illinois. Jamaica Plain. I didn't get a chance to go everywhere I wanted to go. It's closed, permanently closed. Where is it though? I have to think about where that was. Yeah, it was on South Street. Was the name of the restaurant? Or that was a grocery store. I want to say it was on South Street. If I'm wrong here. I used to play in front of that school too. We used to open up the water hydrants in the summer. Yep, there's St. Thomas. St. Thomas across the way. I swear it was on. Maybe it was on. I don't remember where that that Whole Foods store was. It's near the Common. I didn't get a chance last time I was in Boston to go to all my old places I grew up. My dad, for a time, I don't know if I can say publicly or not. My father was a lobbyist in Boston, and he was the chairman of the first Vietnam Veterans Parade in the entire country. Yep. There was a documentary on PBS with my dad in it. I think I might have been in that documentary. This is way back in the 1980s. I had it on film for a long time. I had a roll of film with it on there for a long, long time. That's a true story too. Weird. 3:40. You got 20 minutes left. See if we can squeeze this up a little bit right here. Got a bump up there. Let's close. $6.94 is the target if you want to know. 694 is the target. We can go higher than that. Let's look at this really quick. Hold on. Let's take a peek here. You guys want some outlooks here? So the first thing we want to be looking at here, of course, is this all-time high up here. Just take a quick peek at this. You guys can't see my face in this camera? What? What's going on with this camera? Why is this camera not on? Activate. Activate. Seriously? Okay, whatever. All right. Forget the camera. We got a gap up here to close. You see it right here? There's a gap to close right in here. We'll just make that white. That's bullshit, right? That's a fake wick right there. That's a fake wick right here. Let's take a peek at this. There we go. That's what we need to know right there. We're going to start with this one right here. Raise that down a little bit. There. We'll keep this one right here. Stick around with us here. Okay. About there. And this is the important one right here, 690.18. Likely from there, this is 30th right here, 1600. This is what we have to really watch out for. This is where the negative flows come in on the 30th or 31st. And we have to watch out for these flows in particular. This is the 31st, 9 a.m. Coming in here, there's the negative flows. And then something like that. We're able to start breaking out up there. $1,500. That's a 4-hour there. Let's go back and check that 4-hour real quick. Yep, that's a 4. There's the 5th. We're looking to crank this, crank. And then we're out of this, come back on the 5th, and you're above the 7,000. There is a little bit of danger in here. I don't know how bad these negative flows are going to be in the roll. It could be something where you ricochet up here, and there's your equal legs. we can't tell. It's sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's not. I've had like month ends where, we're like right here in the morning and 11 o'clock comes and it's like rocket ship up. We'll leave it right here. I'll go a little bit higher, 688 and a half. We're about there. Just back test it again. That should be the jump point right here. There can be potentially here overnight a little bit of weakness into tomorrow, and then up. We still have the minutes, so we'll just leave this out a little bit. Not out, but just note that if you're already long, you just stay long. There's potential for a little bit of weakness down here to get up there, then up there, and as this delta hedge unwind comes into play, we could go higher, but I'm gonna leave it a little conservative. If you want to take a snap of that at home, I'm trying to be conservative here because I'd rather outperform up here. And you got to remember we can start to unwind up here, but potential for us to unwind is always after, or the most potential is always after. So just be patient with it. We could go higher sooner. I'm trying to be pretty conservative here. I don't know what's going on with my camera. My camera's all fucked up now. When I lost power, it fucked me up again. So let's just watch this closely here into this close. You really want to pay attention to 689.06. That's a really nice, like anything above that, we start ripping faces off up here. You got a chance to buy the dip. There is more dippage below. Maybe get some negative news tomorrow. We swing lower, but this is the midpoint right here. If you want dangers for the rest of this week, the biggest danger that I see would be there's two dangers this week. I don't think they're huge, but there's two. First one is FOMC minutes. If FOMC minutes comes in negative for January cuts, that could be negative. I don't want to scare you about that. I just want you to know that. We are pricing in a cut in January, just so you know. Number two, the second one would be bearish flows on the 31st, the rolling of the hedge. Not just that hedge, but rolling of hedges. Those are the only two negative things that I see.
1 minute to go down to read the market on closed imbalance data.
Very much like QuapX, I don't see a lot disrupting the market here. I don't see anything like devastating. You notice that today the threat that Putin was assassinated, that didn't shake the market at all, did it? And it shouldn't. I don't think that there's anything, unless there's some unknown where that would fuck with this. The market's pretty wound up and tied in still. Now, the bigger threat to the market is once that unwind is done. So we got FOMC minutes tomorrow. We got the 31st month end. The biggest threat to the market after that, literally, is after that unwind. So
10 seconds.
when we get back after the 31st, we still have one more day in the 2nd and the 5th. If there was a chance or a window, as the bears say, a window of doom,
Market on closing imbalance, S&P 500 buy side 414 million, Nasdaq 100 buy side 331 million, Dow 30 sell side 369 million, Mag 7 buy side 113 million.
If you start hearing bears saying like we're going to crash on January 2nd, the Friday, I doubt it. Maybe, but I doubt it. It's a very low probability. But just note that the market, so if the market has the ability to move more freely after the 31st, you could see a big swing high, grab some liquidity, and then start ripping down.
Just heads up,
because we
Trump
don't have
currently speaking now on the Netanyahu meeting, saying we came to a clot of conclusions.
You guys get it?
Let's get Netanyahu. So Trump's saying on the Netanyahu meeting that we came to a lot of conclusions.
Oh yeah, baby. Just give me that easy trade. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, just play with it a little bit. Oh yeah, there we go. There it is. Nice and furry.
There's no live video of this. We're still trying to find a video, but he is speaking to reporters at Mar-a-Lago with Netanyahu.
Yeah, I read something. Trump said I was very angry that I learned from Putin it's possible the Ukrainian attack did not take place. There were some rumors of that earlier. I didn't mention them on stream. I knew about that. I didn't want to say it because it was just conjecture. Yeah, they're thinking that Putin, there was rumors earlier today that Putin might have created the attack to back out of the negotiations. That shit ain't ever happening, guys. He can't stop. Putin can't get out of a wartime economy unless we're ready for it. I'll say it better. When you see that dollar, I'll say something to you guys. Think about this. When that dollar hits that plane that I posted,
so we do have a live video
I would
of Trump
expect
with Netanyahu. We'll pop it on the feed for you to watch.
When that dollar bottoms on that white line that I posted on Twitter, I bet you there's a truce near there. It would set up the like the dollar or the Asian financial crisis part due. Mm-hmm. That same thing happened in 1997. Russia was wrapped up in that too. Their economy was fucked. It sets it up. You guys know about that stuff?
Trump on Netanyahu meeting says we have peace in the Middle East.
Hold on a second here.
So Trump saying, I think we will be successful with keeping peace in the Middle East.
I would bet, because you'd have to rebuild Russia, and that would mean that money would flow into the U.S. You'd find out how fucked up their economy is. Otherwise, they have to stay in a war footing. It's literally one of the only things that keeps us out of a world depression right now. You guys ever watch? Or you guys?
So the EIA says they're going to release the weekly oil storage report at 5 p.m. Eastern Time.
A bunch of you guys have seen the debt cycle video that what's his face has put out a long time ago. Like how debt cycles work, and always late debt cycles, war is a part of it. It stops countries from going into recessions and depressions. I forget what his name is right now. What have we got? The guru. He's now a guru. Thanks, Top G, for saying that. He brought up a friendly hedge reminder. Yeah, you don't have to be right with your hedges right now, do you? You only have to be right with them in May or April or May. Ray Dalio, thank you for saying that.
So we have put out the video on the feed for you to watch.
Ray Dalio does a great. Ray Dalio is always fucking wrong, but he does great explainers. He did an explainer once on debt cycles and how they work. And in the end of the fucking debt cycle, he's like, then comes the civil strife, the protests and the Civil War, or real war, or even Cold War, or the threat of war. Helps economies to stay ahead for as long as possible. Thanks, Adamstown, for saying that, brother. Appreciate you, my man. Coming down now to do a halfback trade on SPX or SPY.
Trump says if Hamas doesn't disarm, they will be held to pay. So as it says, Hamas will be given a very short period of time to disarm.
687.24.
If they don't disarm,
this 4 hour
they will
is
be held
right here.
to pay.
If you're unable to catch a ride on the halfback trade on the 1 hour candle over here at 2 p.m. Nice new high to end the day. Higher lows. Yeah, Mav of Wall Street's really good too. I've always liked him. I wonder if he came from Hollywood originally. Yeah, as long as you don't drink the bear juice, 100%. I like how he does the whole bear presentation. And he's like, well, then I'm long this and I'm long that. And I'm like, sweet. I like that relief from him. I like that he's OG about that shit. Like he breaks out the bear fucking presentation, then he's long the market. I'm like, sweet Jesus. Like he's more of a realist. I love Mav Wall Street. I do. He is hilarious. He's like one of the funniest fucking. He's like one of the funniest bears I've ever like watched or whatever. He's honest about it all too. I like that he's honest about his bearishness and. Then I've always liked his trades too. I've always like guy trades well. Yeah, only hedging, no hedging. only edging, no hedging. Man, sometimes I miss hedging, dude. Sometimes I've forgotten to hedge. I'm like, I'll do it up top, and I don't hedge. I've had that happen. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Let me hedge February. Let me hedge February OPEX. When I should be fucking hedged like Jan 5. I should be fucking hedged on Jan 31 to close. That's when I should put a fucking hedge on. Like literally January 31st at the bell. Hedge the fuck out of the market. Everybody's partying though. Jamie Dimon's got all his minions still working. It's shocking how many people work in finance today. Like when we gave up in the 1980s.
Trump says, I hope Iran is not building up weapons.
In the 1980s, the U.S. gave up being a manufacturing society. We changed to a services society and financial society. And it's fascinating to see how many
Trump
people
says
actually work in
there would be no
finance
choice but to eradicate Iran build-up if it's happening.
It's shocking. And the vast numbers of people. I went to a JPM family day in Chicago this summer, I think it was this summer. And I couldn't fucking believe how many fucking finance people were there. It was huge. It was maybe 150,000 people, 100,000 people that work in finance, all in one fucking park. It was insano. I hold Bitcoin. I bought Bitcoin. I hold it right now. I'm gonna keep holding it. If we start crashing, I'll start dumping it. But I got the price that I'm happy with, and I told myself it's gonna be a long hold. I wasn't gonna do any scam, fucking quadruple leverage shit or any of that stuff. Wasn't gonna try to wash money outside of the U.S. like some of you fucking people are doing. I'm doing none of that shit. I just did what I used to do. Just buy and hold the Bitcoin. Fairly simple. Can we replace all those people with AI? You know, I was just on the phone call about that. We'll talk about this in depth one day. Probably not on a public stream, but you know, if we get to, you know, I'll tell you something. You know, if AI is not a scam, like I was talking to a friend about I will talk about this briefly if you want. So we're discussing why is the market going where it's going? What does it all culminate to? What are the 4 or 5 different outcomes? And you know, if one of the outcomes is that AI is not a scam, there's a few different outcomes. Like there's more few, it's like 4 or 5. You know, if one of the outcomes is that AI is not a scam, so where all those workers go, you know, the development of AI has been something where it's something where it's like flat and then it's levels and then it's flat and then it levels and then it's flat and then it levels. Okay, that's how breakthroughs have happened with AI, and it hasn't been a slow, gradual thing. It's been like flat and then huge breakthrough. From the people that I've listened to or read books about, from their point of view, the next level up will change life as we know it. In their views, these are the smart people, and they really mean this shit, and they're very afraid of it and what it means. It would be something that would likely create mass unemployment.
Trump says Iran may be rebuilding its nuclear program in sites other than those U.S. had bombed.
I don't know what that outcome is. I don't know what that means. And there's other people, like the Praxis people want to move the best thinkers and the best creators and the best minds to like a financial kingdom and shit. I know this is real, guys. I'm not joking. These guys make this shit public. You can read about it. I think they have a hard time doing that in the U.S. That's why they want Greenland. You probably see a financial capital. You see like capital states. It'd be almost like Game of Thrones. That's a good way to think about it, where you have like a nation that does this and a nation that does that. You'd probably see that stuff leave the U.S. Or the best part of that financial thing would probably become like another capital in the form of Greenland to oversee financial state of the Western world. It'd be based out of Greenland, I would think. It's kind of fucking crazy, but I don't think you would need those people anymore. I think a lot of people in the world are going to be, if they make that jump, it's going to be frightening. For older people, I think. Not for younger people, I don't think so, but for older people, most definitely. It'll be shocking. I don't know how exactly they would break it to, or if they would even be able to. There's other questions about that too, like general AI. If we had general AI, would you even be aware of how quickly those changes happen? There's like, I don't know, the rest, like the other side of that, where they're like, there's other thinkers out there that say that you wouldn't notice it. You could probably possibly be dead before you notice it. I don't know if I subscribe to that at all, but if they're able to keep it contained, breaking that to humanity would be wild. If they're able to shut it down quick enough, if they got enough fail safes to shut it down and say, oh my God, we did it, it probably have to be shut down within like a millisecond or something. But and that's even if we detected it. I don't know if I am on board with the good outcomes or the bad outcomes either. I don't have a take on it. I think that there's multiple different outcomes, but I think we certainly have to be aware of it for sure. Those guys are all building fucking bunkers just in case. I would assume that the closer they think they're getting to it, to start hiding themselves, just in case something really bad happened. The push down the overnight margin, no. Well, I think that's a CME scam. Are we talking about silver, maybe? Yeah, no. There's people that don't want it to go up. It's very reminiscent of the Hunt brothers. It's the same as fucking dealers, or not just dealers, but dealers and spread holders wanting to push market down right now to the end of the month. So. Not a scam. I don't know what. It's not a scam. I think it's better to always be aware of, rather than saying it's this or it's that. It's always better to be open to different outcomes. So that you're aware of the different outcomes in case something happens outside of your, one of the things about being in the market is be ready to burn your conviction as quickly as possible. I think that's one key part of being in the market successfully, is you write a plan, you have a conviction, you say this is going to happen, that's going to happen, but the moment that your plan and your conviction is blown out the fucking window, you move with that. You're like, fuck it, it's not that. Okay. And that's where a lot of smart people don't do well in the stock market. Is normally, especially if you're an engineer, engineers,
Trump
some
says
doctors,
Iran may be behaving badly,
sometimes get caught up
but it's not
because
confirmed.
They're so smart. They say this is what it's going to be no matter what, and then they're wrong. And the stock market is one of the easiest ways to be humiliated. And so the easier thing to do is to acknowledge how intelligent you are, of course, right? Do your due diligence and be able to understand the mechanics of these things on a very high level, but then to be dumbed down in how you act in the market. If you have that ability to do that, it's a way. If you're able to think out of the box and stuff like that, it can be the difference between success and huge failure. And I think the same thing is true here in these things. Be very aware of the multiple outcomes so that no matter what comes down that pike, you can immediately abandon your thesis. It's okay to abandon a thesis. It's not okay to abandon a thesis if you're in school. You want to defend your thesis, of course, and that's important. But in the stock market, it's not so much like that. It's slightly different. You know who is good at the stock market oftentimes is like ER doctors are good at stock market. Their brains are wired slightly different. They're constantly doing triage, and they're constantly getting new information. And as they get that new information, they change their treatment on their patients. Very special
Trump
person,
says, I am open to engaging in discussion with Iran, and I would support that.
If you can do that in the stock market, it usually makes you a better person. Yeah. Anyways, you guys have yourselves a great fucking night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We got one more day tomorrow. And then we've got
Trump, when asked
New
about
Year's
Taiwan,
Eve.
says, I have a great relationship with China's President Xi.
I will warn you, you should not be glued to the screen.
Trump and Chinese military drills
yourself.
Near Taiwan, says, Xi hasn't told me anything about it.
And I'll tell you why right now. When we get back in the beginning of the year, it's balls to the wall. It's like balls to the wall until we start rolling. It's balls
Trump
to the wall.
Trump and Chinese military drills near Taiwan, says, it doesn't worry me.
Now we could grind all the way up into February. And it gets serious. Like when we get into like mid-February, if that's the top, or if Jan 6th is the top, it gets real serious. You'll be working hard. Take the time for yourselves, please. Please take the time for yourself. Do it, please. I want you on your toes when it comes time. You know what I mean? You start getting that tunnel vision. Can't get out of it.
So according to the information, NVIDIA completes $5 billion investment in Intel.
Nice fat check the new
NVIDIA
year,
completed its $5 billion investment in Intel, according to an Intel securities filing.
You guys have a great day, guys.
As previously disclosed,